Time now for the morning rush.
We start with Kristen Curry.
Still dealing with the last of our winter storm that hit us yesterday, so we have some morning showers out there, but by the time we finish up this afternoon and head into the evening hours, going to bed with a clear sky, we stay clear through the day tomorrow, the return of the sunshine stretching through midweek. David?
Keeping it local and creating jobs, that's the focus of one bill going before legislators up in Santa Fe. Now, it's called the Resident Business Set-Aside Act, and if it passes, state agencies will have to contract out a third of its business to qualified and established local companies. This is all in the hopes of keeping more money here in the state and creating anywhere from 5 to nearly 8,000 jobs. The bill is in a Senate Judiciary Committee and is expected to make it all the way to the governor's desk. Crystal?
This morning, a mandatory evacuation order remains in place for parts of Northern California as crews continue to tackle an emergency at the nation's tallest dam. Officials have been working quickly to fix a damaged spillway at Lake Oroville Dam and contain the threat of flooding. Hundreds of thousands of residents in that area were affected.
New this morning, a lawsuit challenging President Trump's travel ban will now move forward in lower court. Last night, a federal district court judge denied a request from the White House to postpone any further proceedings in court. This as the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is still considering whether to rehear the case before a larger panel of judges. Trump is reviewing his options now, including rewriting or even modifying the original executive order.
On to news here at home. Albuquerque police determining whether the parents of a little girl found wandering by the zoo alone will be charged. The girl, about 3 years old, was found walking near Stover and 8th Street yesterday. APD sent out pictures of her asking for anyone who recognized her to come forward. They say a relative called and identified her. No word on why she was out wandering alone.
A Carlsbad man accused of murdering a former co-worker is preparing now to go to trial in July. 22-year-old Austin Madrid is accused of beating 44-year-old Frederick Harris and then dumping his body in a ditch and torching his car in October. Madrid claims he just stumbled upon the body, but there were several witnesses placing him there, police say. Officers also say Madrid was high on drugs.
On to new details. A reserve officer from New Mexico is on paid leave this morning following a shooting in Eugene, Oregon. Police say 44-year-old Charles Pressburg was drinking Saturday night at a home when he accidentally shot a gun, wounding another person. The injuries are non-life threatening. However, he's been charged with assault, reckless endangerment, and negligent use of a firearm.
Discussions are underway to figure out how much money 2 New Mexico pueblos should get because of damage caused from the Las Conchas fire. That fire broke out in 2011 when a tree fell onto power lines and it burned on the Cochiti Pueblo. In 2015, the Jemez Electric Co-op and Tri-State Generation were sued for damages. The fire destroyed dozens of homes. No word on how much money those pueblos want. Kristen?
In our Metro Threat Index up to 3, we still have a few spotty showers out there here in the Metro. It's rain, so all it's going to do is wet the streets. A few extra minutes needed for the morning commute. Other than that, it's just a chilly temperatures. 30s out there now, only warming to the 40s this afternoon, so still slightly below average. We'll get there by tomorrow. Adam?
New study says that aggressively targeting high blood pressure may help save more than 100,000 lives every year. Researchers based in Utah are now recommending lowering blood pressure levels from 140 to less than 120 to help prevent heart attacks and strokes in people at high risk.
Here's some discouraging news for some safe drivers. And a report found some drivers are seeing their car insurance premiums spike by as much as $400, even though they did nothing wrong. The Consumer Federation of America analyzed quotes in 10 cities for drivers involved in no-fault accidents. New York and Baltimore drivers saw the biggest increases after accidents that were not their fault.
A bill boosting penalties against drivers caught texting or talking on their phones is moving to the House for consideration. The measure would increase the first fine in New Mexico for distracted driving to $100. Drivers would pay an even bigger fine for subsequent violations. The current Mrs. New Mexico asked Senator Steve Neville from Farmington to sponsor that bill after a distracted driver killed her father in a crash a year and a half ago.
On to news happening right now. One Roswell City Council member is pushing for 2 high schools to merge together, according to the Roswell Daily Record. Last week, City Councilor Savino Sanchez suggested a merger of Goddard and Roswell high schools. Sanchez said the city is so divided it can't work together on issues. He cited a study and a series of stats saying combining the schools would save money and be logical. Kristen?
Now let's get a check on that Tuesday morning commute. No major incidents to slow you down this morning. Still some showers though, so streets are wet. Take it slow this morning and you should be fine. Posted speeds across all major interstates and surface streets.
A popular pizza place in Arizona looking to make its way to the land of enchantment. Fired Pie has 13 locations in Phoenix and Tucson. The owners say they're looking to expand, and Albuquerque is an area they're considering. The owners say no final decision hasn't made just yet about Albuquerque, but we've caught their eye.
Quick warning on this Valentine's Day. Apparently, Netflix cheating is on the rise. This is when you start watching a show with your significant other, but then one of you cheats by watching episodes on your own. Netflix says a survey found that 48% of streaming couples cheat, with the top 5 shows being The Walking Dead, Orange is the New Black, Breaking Bad, House of Cards, and Daredevil. It always pays to be transparent, people.
I have a confession. That's me.
You watch it without your
I
husband?
You don't wait
do.
for him?
I've done it. Yeah, and then he busts me.
Yeah.
I'm in so much trouble.
That's funny.
Gonna have to rewatch them.
I know. I'm like, I'll watch it again. It's okay. It was that good.
Just pretend you don't know what's going on. All right, time now for the 5 facts.
We start with number 5. Some local couples are preparing to celebrate Valentine's Day by exchanging vows. For the 17th year, the Metro Court will convert its 9th floor into Wedding Central. There's no fee for this service. For more information on what you need if you want to participate, go to our KRQE News app.
Number 4, New Mexico lawmakers are expected to discuss a bill soon that would create a special chili license plate. Under a proposal by Representative Catherine Brown of Carlsbad, drivers could pay a $35 fee on top of registration to get one. A portion of that money will go to the Farm and Ranch Heritage Museum in Las Cruces to help fund educational programs.
On to number 3 now. Belen High School basketball coach and teacher is suspended this morning without pay, accused of child molestation. Police say they arrested 34-year-old Patrick Mondragon Sunday morning. This after another adult found him with a 17-year-old female family member in the middle of the night. The victim told police the abuse started when she was 12. To protect the victim, police are not releasing exactly how she and Mondragon are related.
Still dealing with some showers across central and far eastern New Mexico this morning, but gradual clearing through the day. We'll get in a few peaks of sunshine by late this afternoon, and our temperatures warming up back to the upper 40s later on today.
Number 1, a new interim national security advisor will be working with President Trump in the White House this morning. This after former advisor Michael Flynn stepped down last night after reports that he misled the administration about his contacts with Russia. He's accused of discussing sanctions against Russia with the Russian ambassador before President Trump took office. Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, who's replacing Flynn for now, is also reportedly being considered as a permanent replacement, along with retired General David Petraeus.